Did 50 Cent secretly pay a prison guard $200,000 to take out his longtime rival, Diddy? Right now, the internet is buzzing with explosive allegations of secret meetings, massive bribes, and one of the boldest assassination attempts in hip-hop history. But why would 50 Cent, a millionaire rapper and media mogul, risk everything just to silence Diddy? What could Diddy possibly know that's dangerous enough for 50 to allegedly cross a line he can't come back from? As shocking details surface online, fans and industry insiders are scrambling to uncover the truth behind a feud that suddenly escalated from social media shade to a life-or-death showdown behind prison walls. Today, we're peeling back the layers of secrecy and deception surrounding this stunning plot. And trust me, what you're about to hear will keep you on the edge of your seat. The question everyone wants answered now, did 50 Cent just gamble everything and lose?
Section 1. The shocking $200,000 plot. It started as an anonymous tip, whispered quietly across message boards and private chats. 50 Cent allegedly bribed a prison guard with a staggering $200,000 in cash, aiming to have his longtime rival, Diddy, permanently silenced. According to insiders, the arrangement wasn't some impulsive decision. It was carefully planned, deliberately calculated, and executed in secrecy. The money reportedly changed hands in a dimly lit, private location, untraceable bills bundled neatly to prevent any connection to the hip-hop mogul. But who exactly was this guard entrusted with such a sinister task? Sources claim he was specifically chosen for his access to Diddy's cell block, trusted to stage an accident behind prison walls, something authorities would dismiss as tragic but unremarkable. Online forums lit up with speculative chatter. Could 50 really trust a guard he'd never met personally, or had there been previous dealings between them? Screenshots and cryptic tweets began surfacing, adding credibility to a story many initially dismissed as outrageous gossip. As these shocking allegations flooded the internet, debate erupted among fans and industry insiders alike. People questioned how a star like 50 Cent, known for his savvy, calculated moves, could risk everything on such a reckless scheme. Was he driven by paranoia, desperation, or something far darker lurking behind the scenes? Yet, amidst the frenzy, one question remained unanswered, fueling endless speculation. How exactly did this seemingly foolproof plot begin to crumble? And could this scandal finally spell the end for the infamous rap legend?
Section 2. 50's Extreme Motive. To grasp why 50 Cent might even entertain such a risky and drastic move, you need to dive deep into the dark, complicated history between these two hip-hop giants. This isn't your average rap feud. It's a deeply personal rivalry fueled by humiliation, scandal, and high-stakes power plays stretching back nearly 20 years. At its core, this conflict has always revolved around respect and reputation, two things 50 Cent fiercely protects at all costs. But recently, their battle escalated to a new, dangerous level. Insiders reveal that 50 Cent's upcoming documentary, Did He Do It?, has the potential to expose devastating secrets about Diddy, allegedly including evidence of criminal activity, blackmail operations, and disturbing connections to powerful elites. Rumors suggest Diddy had threatened retaliation, and 50 believed he needed to strike first or risk losing everything he's built. Sources close to the rapper claim 50 had become paranoid, convinced Diddy was prepared to destroy his empire using hidden information that could shake his career, businesses, and even personal life to their foundations. If Diddy survived to reveal those secrets, it could spell disaster. For a figure like 50 Cent, someone who built his entire legacy around strength and intimidation, this scenario was simply unacceptable. So did 50 truly believe his back was against the wall? Was bribing a prison guard to eliminate Diddy the only solution left to safeguard his future? Fans speculate endlessly online, debating if the charismatic but ruthless mogul had finally crossed the ultimate line. And as explosive claims swirl across social media, everyone is left wondering just how far 50 would truly go to protect himself, and whether his legendary ability to bounce back from controversy might finally be put to the test.
Section 3. The Prison Guard Secret Meeting. Insiders claim the entire plot unfolded in secrecy, with 50 Cent's trusted representatives arranging an off-the-books meeting with a prison guard who held unique access to Diddy's cell block. The guard, whose identity remains concealed, reportedly agreed to stage a violent incident that would appear accidental, something easily explained away by the chaotic environment inside the facility. Rumors suggest that during this clandestine rendezvous, held in an isolated location far from surveillance cameras, the guard was handed a discreet bag containing precisely $200,000 in unmarked bills, bundled neatly to avoid leaving a paper trail. But the question quickly emerged online. How exactly did 50 Cent's team select this specific guard? Was it purely about his proximity to Diddy, or did he have a reputation inside the prison for bending rules when the price was right? Anonymous posts on forums hinted at prior corruption allegations involving the same guard, fueling speculation that he had a history of shady dealings behind prison walls. Some even theorized the guard himself leaked initial details about the meeting, either out of fear, guilt, or greed, perhaps trying to double-cross both 50 and Diddy simultaneously. Further complicating matters, alleged screenshots of encrypted messages surfaced, hinting that the guard may have gotten cold feet shortly after accepting the bribe. Online communities debated fiercely, with many believing the guard realized the extreme consequences he'd face if the plot unraveled. Others suggested someone else, possibly another inmate or prison staff member, caught wind of the plan and sabotaged it deliberately. Either way, this secret exchange rapidly turned into a ticking bomb, tracing not just the lives involved, but potentially toppling 50 Cent's empire overnight. As the scandal intensified, everyone was left wondering exactly when and how the guard's fatal mistake occurred, and who else might now be in the crosshairs.
Section 4. The plot goes wrong. A critical mistake. Despite meticulous planning, the alleged $200,000 assassination attempt quickly unraveled into chaos. Insiders report that the prison guard, initially confident in executing the scheme undetected, made a critical error, one that would jeopardize the entire operation. According to anonymous sources, on the night of the planned attack, the guard deviated from the carefully arranged timeline. Driven by nerves, panic, or perhaps second thoughts, he reportedly attempted to carry out the act prematurely, ignoring the detailed instructions given by 50's representatives. Rumors emerging online suggest that instead of staging an inconspicuous accident, the guard became visibly anxious, attracting unwanted attention from his colleagues. Allegedly, prison security footage captured him moving erratically near Diddy's cell, raising immediate red flags among surveillance teams monitoring the prison's high-profile inmates. This sudden suspicious activity triggered alarms, prompting a rapid lockdown and a rush of officers to the area, completely disrupting the guard's plans. As prison security swept the premises, the guard's erratic behavior became impossible to ignore. Witnesses within the facility anonymously described the scene online, detailing how authorities quickly isolated the guard for questioning. Under intense scrutiny, it's speculated that the guard began cracking under pressure, leaking fragments of information that hinted at a larger conspiracy involving an external bribe. Within hours, the scandal leaked to social media, triggering explosive online debates. Speculation exploded about whether the guard genuinely panicked or if someone intentionally sabotaged the mission from within. Fans and followers alike dissected every emerging detail, desperate to pinpoint exactly how a carefully orchestrated plot spiraled so disastrously out of control. But one question overshadowed the rest. With the guard now compromised and the entire prison alerted, what would be the consequences for 50 Cent, whose alleged involvement was suddenly thrust into a dangerous public spotlight?
Section 5. Diddy survives and knows everything. The fallout from the failed attempt was immediate and deadly serious. Diddy wasn't just unharmed. According to sources inside the prison, he found out exactly what had just gone down. The moment the guard was pulled from his post and placed under investigation, whispers started flying through the cell blocks. Inmates talk, and word spreads fast, especially when it involves a high-profile figure like Diddy. Within hours, he reportedly knew the plot wasn't just a random act of violence. It was personal. It had a name behind it, and that name was 50 Cent. Insiders say Diddy was furious, but not surprised. The tension between him and 50 had been boiling over for years, and if the rumors about 50's explosive documentary are true, Diddy knew there were reasons someone might want him silenced. But surviving an alleged assassination attempt inside prison walls? That changed everything. Diddy was no longer just facing legal battles. He was now dealing with enemies who were allegedly willing to take him out by any means necessary. Some sources even claim that after the attempt, Diddy began speaking in code to associates during monitored phone calls, hinting that he knew the snake that slithered in was watching him from the outside. Whether those phrases were meant to signal retaliation or just to throw authorities off the track, no one knows for sure. But one thing's clear: Diddy's survival only intensified the war. And if the rumors are true that he knows who ordered the hit and has the receipts, then this isn't just the end of a failed plot. It might be the start of something much bigger. Because now that Diddy's still alive and aware, he might be planning to hit back harder than anyone expects. And this time, the damage might not be behind bars.
Section 6. Police investigation begins. Speculative content. With the prison guard now under intense internal investigation, law enforcement agencies are quietly turning their attention to something far bigger. Who ordered the hit? While nothing has been officially confirmed, several sources close to the case claim authorities are exploring whether 50 Cent himself or someone directly connected to him funneled the $200,000 bribe that nearly led to Diddy's assassination. Behind the scenes, it's believed investigators are already tracing digital communication logs, financial movements, and surveillance footage from locations both inside and outside the prison. Rumors swirling online suggest encrypted messaging apps were used to coordinate the deal. And now forensic teams are digging into burner phones and suspicious cash withdrawals that match the alleged payout. If even a sliver of that paper trail leads back to 50 Cent or his inner circle, the consequences could be devastating. Speculation is also building around the possibility that the guard struck a deal with investigators. According to anonymous sources, the guard may have already started naming names in exchange for protection or a reduced sentence. If that's true, 50 could be facing more than just media backlash. He could find himself under criminal investigation for conspiracy to commit murder. Adding to the frenzy, online sleuths have noticed sudden activity changes across several of 50's known business entities, silent resignations, restructured accounts, and strange social media silence from people once closely tied to him. None of this is confirmed, but the timing has only added to the fire. Right now, authorities are keeping it quiet. No public statements, no arrests, but in high-stakes cases like this, silence can mean one thing: they're building a case behind closed doors.
And if that case leads to 50 Cent, this could become one of the most explosive downfalls hip-hop and Hollywood ever has seen.
Section 7. Internet Backlash and Conspiracy Theories. As soon as the alleged assassination plot hit the internet, chaos followed. Within hours, social media lit up with outrage, disbelief, and an avalanche of conspiracy theories. Fans couldn't decide what was more shocking, the idea that 50 Cent would go that far, or that the plan failed so badly. Memes flooded timelines, hashtags like 50 Did It and Guardgate started trending, and fan pages began dissecting every detail, trying to figure out what really happened behind those prison walls. One corner of the internet insists the whole thing was a setup. Some believe 50 Cent was framed by someone in Diddy's camp, maybe even Diddy himself, to make him look like a criminal right before the release of his controversial documentary. Others think the plot was real, but intentionally leaked by someone close to the operation as revenge or insurance. Some fans even claimed the prison guard was a double agent, playing both sides to protect himself. Meanwhile, others are convinced this story goes even deeper. One viral thread argued the failed hit was never meant to succeed. It was just a message, a psychological play to rattle Diddy and send a warning. If that's true, it worked. But it also backfired in the worst way, exposing a trail of evidence that could lead right back to 50. Still, there's a small but vocal group defending 50 Cent, claiming the entire story is media-driven fiction meant to derail his momentum and silence his documentary. They argue there's no hard proof, no official charges, and that the internet is running wild with rumors. But one thing's for sure, the line between truth and speculation is completely blurred now. And in the court of public opinion, 50 Cent's name is already being dragged through the mud, whether he's guilty or not.
Section 8. The Fallout. Will 50 Cent's empire survive? As the internet goes into a frenzy and whispers of an investigation growing louder, the spotlight is now turning toward 50 Cent's empire and whether it can survive the fallout. This isn't just about headlines anymore. If even part of the story turns out to be true, 50 could be facing charges that would bring down not just his career, but his multi-million-dollar business ventures, partnerships, and public credibility. Think about what's at stake. 50 Cent isn't just a rapper. He's a television producer, liquor mogul, and media powerhouse. He's got deals with stars, endorsement contracts, brand partnerships, and an army of investors watching his every move. And now, the mere accusation that he tried to have someone, especially someone as high profile as Diddy, killed could send shockwaves through all of it. Sponsors don't wait for verdicts. Corporate partners don't gamble with scandals this big. Behind closed doors, sources say some of 50's partners are already holding emergency meetings. A few production insiders have hinted at projects being quietly paused. Even his social media accounts, usually loud and unapologetic, have gone noticeably quieter, triggering more speculation. Is he regrouping, preparing for legal trouble? Or is this just the calm before the storm? Despite the chaos, 50 has always thrived in controversy. He's built a brand off being bulletproof, fearless, and untouchable. But this is different. If the bribe story holds, it's not just bad press, it's criminal. The real question now isn't whether 50 will fight back. He will. It's whether he can still win. Because this time, it's not about music or memes. It's about freedom, legacy, and whether one of hip-hop's most powerful figures just went one step too far and finally met a battle he can't walk away from.
Conclusion: the calm before the storm. Right now, the world is watching. What began as a decades-long feud between two hip-hop giants has spiraled into a dark, tangled mess of bribery, attempted murder, and potential criminal conspiracy.
50 Cent, a man known for surviving everything from street wars to corporate takedowns, may have just pushed things too far, allegedly risking it all to silence Diddy once and for all. But the plan didn't work, and now the consequences are coming fast. Diddy survived. The guard is under investigation. And 50? He's suddenly quieter than usual. A rare sight for someone who's built a career out of controlling the narrative. Whether this plot was real, sabotaged, or something even more twisted than we know, one thing is clear: the fallout has only just begun. As the dust settles, fans are asking the same question: what happens next? Will Diddy strike back? Will authorities bring charges? Or will the truth stay buried beneath money, power, and silence? This story isn't over. In fact, it might only be in its opening chapter. And if what's coming next is anything like what we've seen so far, we're in for one of the wildest rides hip-hop history has ever witnessed. Stay tuned.